So ridiculous. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Team Push Play It Forward call. It is September 2017, and we are here with just three of us tonight, which is fabulous. And tonight, we're going to be talking about a couple really awesome things. So one, I wanted to share some stuff about leadership. And the only reason why I want to share this is because it's something that I'm working on myself right now, and I like to share with you guys what I'm learning in this moment and in this season of my life, because I know that at some point or another, it's either going to be useful to you in the future or useful to where you are. And we're going to share something with you that's not going to be beneficial to you at some point in your business or in your life or whatever. Keep it real with you. That's going to be at the end. Before all that, we have an awesome guest speaker tonight, and most of you know her. If you're watching this as a recording, or if you haven't seen the posts, we are going to be getting to hear from Lindsey Magno tonight. Lindsey has been a coach for a little over a year now, right, Linz?
Yeah, a little over.
Yes, and she's at Emerald. She's pushing for Diamond. And Lindsey, I have seen her overcome and do so many awesome things with this business. And most recently, I wanted her to share something because I felt like it's something that needed a facelift and always needs a facelift, and that's challenge groups. And Lindsey's doing something really awesome with challenge groups. She got really inspired. You can tell her excitement is there, and her challenge group is basically on frickin' fire right now. And so I wanted her to share some tips with you on kind of how she got there and what she's doing. And then also she had a chance to go to Super Saturday. So for those of you that don't know what Super Saturday is, it's a quarterly Beachbody event that's held in every single city that's close to you. So if you're in, Idaho, Boise, Idaho, there's one near you. If you're in Chicago, Illinois, if you're anywhere, Super Saturday is accessible to you either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Sometimes they host them on different days, but it's quarterly. It's in the back office under events, and Lindsey got to go to the one in Virginia Beach where she is living. So wanted to have her talk a little bit about that, and then we'll share more specifics, and I think that's about it. So super excited. Lindsey, I'm going to hand it over to you, and thank you so much for being here. We're excited to hear from you. Take it away, girl.
Hey, guys. Okay, I'm going to touch on Super Saturday first. So, again, it was last Saturday, and it was my first one. I was really excited to go. I didn't really know what to expect. I was scared to death. I didn't know anybody else in the Virginia Beach chapter. And I walked in, and apparently we have a really small chapter. We had a little, I was in a hotel conference room, but it was great. They had Shakeology and apparel for sale, and then everybody had your different Super Saturdays. They have some guest speakers, and I was fortunate enough to listen to two multi-star diamond coaches. One of them was Mrs. Virginia 2013, who then decided to become a Beachbody coach, and I should have written down their names, but she was just incredible. And then the other girl is a mom of 6. And she is a 3-star diamond, and she just released her second personal development book, and she works full time. And I'm just looking at them like, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. But I mean, they talked about so many really great things, but the thing that I wanted to that resonated with me more than anything was one of them said they both talked a lot about being your own self as a coach, and how every single one of us fall into the trap of when you start coaching, you start following the top coaches, you start following other coaches on your team. And any time that you're comparing your journey or your place as a coach or where you are, what rank you are to somebody else's, you are always going to feel like you're failing, because you're always going to find fault in your journey if you're comparing it to somebody else's. So I can't look at another Emerald coach and see what they're doing and being like, well, I suck, or they have one more discount coach than I do, or they run their challenge group different, and so she's a better coach, so why am I even bothering? Or worse, try to copy everything she does. Because anytime you're trying to take what somebody else does and make it your own, it's going to be ingenuine, because it's not going to look like it's coming from you, and it's not going to have your heart and your personality behind it. And if that's what you continually try to do, your business is never going to grow. Even if you take the top posts from the top coaches that have the most likes and you rephrase that and put it with your face on it, it's not going to work. It's just not. I've done it. I just stopped doing it because it wasn't working and I looked like an idiot. I don't know anybody that hasn't done it. But in the past 3 months, I've been hitting Success Club regularly, and it's because I finally have gotten to a point where I'm just being myself. My crazy, dysfunctional, messed up, don't have my crap together self. And it's just so much more relatable than me trying to, not that I ever put on stilettos, but some of these coaches that are like in their booty shorts with their stilettos, drinking their coffee, going, oh, my typical Monday morning. I'm like, screw you. I'm on my couch with my coffee. It's Monday morning. And that's what my friends can relate to. And that's what people see me when they see the coach. They don't see somebody that's fancy and knows how to do their makeup. So I would just say, stick with yourself. You're going to be so much more successful. Even if you think you're a hot mess, people will like you because of it. But every Super Saturday has different guest speakers and stuff, and they're all great. They're just great. So go if you guys get a chance. Carly's going to post the playback video at every Saturday, every event they host, or they play a message from corporate. And this one was great. It talked about all the programs that are coming out soon. A couple highlights just to point out. The big one is Autumn's 80-Day Obsession that launches January 15th. It's going to be awesome. So one thing corporate suggested was starting to go back through every challenger you have ever had and make a win-back list. So if you had somebody that was in one of your groups 2 years ago, this is the perfect opportunity to get them back and be like, listen, it's going to be after the first of the year. I'm inviting all my prior challengers. We're going to dedicate 80 days together. And what they suggested is all coaches, either by yourself or within a team, you run an 80-day obsession group, but you can also be doing other challenge groups along the way because it is a more advanced group. It's not really necessarily somebody that's just starting their fitness journey. It is pretty hard, but it's doable. So that's coming out. And then December 15th, they're going to have, it's called A Little Bit Obsessed. They're doing a sneak peek 1-week trial of it. So Autumn's doing a specific week just for that. So it's a great way to introduce people to it to see if they'll be interested. The other big thing, October 9th, our new online coach office is launching. So we have a brand new back office. It's going to be awesome. And yesterday they put out a webcast tutorial. I'm sure it's in the back office somewhere. I need to look for it. But they were going to do a tutorial on how to navigate the new back office, which is going to be awesome. And then December, we're waiting for the official Beachbody website to launch, the new one to launch. So that's really, really, really exciting. And then one other thing is you guys can watch the video. It has a million great tips. But the other thing is Clean Week. Clean Week is launching October 3rd. It's going to be $29.95. It comes with 7 shakes, 4 workouts, and a full meal plan. So I plan on doing one of these every other month. I need to come up with a different name other than Clean Week because I'll talk about that when I talk about my challenge groups. Carly, have you come up with any good ones?
Yes, I wanted to ask you guys your feedback, but if you want to do a group one, I was thinking about doing something with cutting the cravings, like the sugar cravings around Halloween. So soak that, let that sink in, like crush the cravings. That's what I was thinking. I wrote it down. I'm like, what did I say?
That's a good one.
And sometimes that helps because people get unattracted by a clean week, and not to like interrupt Lindsay, but if you can think of something that's different, like clean eating, because that's not attractive to most people, that's where your money's going to be at.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that this is going to be, and I think this is a good opportunity to approach all of those people that in the past have just not been ready to commit. It'll be a great way to say, it's $30. Do it for a week. See if this is something that's really going to benefit you, if something you're really going to like. So what it is they're going to have the 4 workouts. So they'll be going to Beachbody on demand. They'll be able to see all the workouts, but they'll only have access to the Clean Week ones, which would be nice because they'll see everything else that's going to be offered should they upgrade to an all access pass afterwards. So corporate was really smart when they laid it out. I love it. It's going to be great. But yeah, I think that calling it something other than Clean Week, which kind of takes me into my challenge group. So what Carly is referring to is I watched a video by, I don't remember her name. She had really cool bananas on her shirt, but it was an upline. It was a coach. She was like a, 23-star diamond or something. And she just talked about how, I don't know about you guys, but I get to a point in my challenge group where I get bored. It's either the same people or people stop posting. I had one challenge group where I was running it with a couple other coaches, and I'm like, oh, we have a challenge group going right now because nobody was posting. Sometimes coaches were forgetting to even do the coach posts. And when there's no interaction, like if you don't want to show up, your challengers are not going to want to show up. And if your challengers fall off halfway through a challenge group, they're not coming back. They're not getting Shakeology the next month, and they're not making this a lifestyle, which is what we all want them to do. So she talked about mixing it up, getting away from the Woman Crush Wednesday, Fit Tip Tuesday. We're going to lean out in March, marching towards fitness. July slim down. And she's like, every coach in the company, every coach in the business has the same themes for the same months, for the same challenge groups. And people see that and they recognize that. And that's not fun for them. And so where she had success and where I'm having a lot of success is coming up with a theme and making it encompass the entire challenge group. And so she talked about how she did a Harry Potter one. And I freaking love this. And I'm going to do it in a couple months, because who doesn't love Harry Potter? But so she's like, this is what I did. She goes, I promoted a challenge group that was all Harry Potter themed. So for instance, I said, come join this group. We're going to be talking all things Harry Potter, trivia, getting in shape, sharing recipes, and sorting into different houses. And so for her whole challenge group, they're over the course of 3 weeks are competing in the house cup. And so she divided them into the different houses, and they have challenges. And I was like, that's great. That's a really fun idea. So I changed it, and I said, you know what? It's football season. Everyone across the company or country is watching football. So my group right now, it's called the Fitball Challenge. And I posted it, my initial thing, and I said, I'm opening it to 20 people. And I've had a lot of success with when I open up a challenge group, instead of just saying something about it, having the checklist with all the spots available. People like to see visuals. They like to think, I want my name up there. So I've had a lot of success with that. So every time I've used that, I've been filling up my groups. So I did that initially. And so what I've done, and my group filled up like that. I had 20 people, no problem. Most of them are veterans, but I have 4 new people, which I was really excited about. And so what I did is I divided everybody into teams. And we did, Team Autumn, Team Shanti, Team Shalene. And then within those groups, there's 5 people per group. Some have 6. And every day, everything is football themed. So we had a full preseason, and each day of preseason, I did one on meal prep, one on meal planning, one on grocery shopping, one on Shakeology. So I tried to mix up my preseason a little bit more. And then we had a preseason prep rally, and it was awesome. We had like 12 of the 20 people show up to the preseason prep rally, which was crazy. Like that never happens. And everybody showed up, and we went over the game rules, how it was going to work. And we kicked off the next day. So we're currently on day 4. And on average, because of this format and because I've turned it into a competition, on average, I have about 55 check-ins on our daily check-in, which is just like, what? Like my phone is just constantly blowing up. And what I love so much about it is that the girls are encouraging each other, and they don't know each other. So we had one girl whose grandpa passed away yesterday, and she didn't mention it in the group, but she just said, I had a really hard day. I fell off the wagon. I ate something I shouldn't. And she had like 6 comments of people that don't even know her. And it's like, girl, you've got this. What do you need? Like, get your workout in. You can do it. And people are just rallying around each other. But I have people messaging me. They're like, who wants to be team captain? What's coming up next? I'm really excited about this. Got my meal prep for the weekend. And so just by working as a team and really encouraging each other and making it competitive, the participation is just crazy. So I will post, if anybody wants a script, I'll send it to you. I'm still working on the last week. But basically I divided people into teams, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays I have head-to-head team games. And so I'll say, anybody that posts on this thread a photo of your workout, you get a 6-point touchdown. If you post a photo of your Shakeology, you get a 3-point field goal. If you post a photo of a healthy meal you had during the day, you get 1 point. And then I add up the points from that game, and the winning team gets a bonus 2 points. We also have team trivia throughout the week. I'm going to have a Shaco competition where teams have to come up with a new Shaco recipe. I have some fit challenges in order to get people in the back office and starting to see the different things that Beachbody On Demand has to offer. Tomorrow, I'm going to offer a field goal point to anybody that goes and tries out a different 10-minute workout from another program that they're not already doing. So it gets them in there and gets them looking at the different programs. So they're always kind of looking ahead going, what's next? Oh, that one looks kind of cool. Maybe I'll do that when I'm done with the fix. And so it's been a lot of fun. It's been and we're on day 4, but it's freaking huge. It's awesome. Like I spend a lot of time tallying up points. So I'm glad that I did it the way I did, and we don't do a game every day because I couldn't keep up with it. But I do games Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then on Saturday we're going to have an all play because everybody's going to have an opportunity to plan on Saturday and log and stuff like that. And then just randomly I offer points. But I mean, you don't have to get crazy about it. I mean, I'm doing for prizes. Everybody's getting monogram shaker bottles. I'm going to put their monogram on for everybody on the winning team, which you can get these at Marshall's for $4. And it's a really good, isn't that a great deal? And then I can monogram them. But I mean, people love prizes, people love competition, but more than anything, I just love that if it never had this many check-ins, never had this much participation. And from what the girl who's done a couple of these groups had said, is that her Shakeology continued, people that continued to order Shakeology after the group was done went from like 30 to 90%. So that's another, it's huge. And so that's another big incentive for me, because so often people will drink Shakeology for a month or 2, but it's very rare for them to continue month 4 and 5 and 6 and really make it a habit and a lifestyle. So that's helping a lot. And something else I would suggest is when you're dividing up your teams, if you do a competition, I asked everybody each team to come up with a team captain. That was kind of hard. Nobody really wanted to step up. So what I would suggest is I would say assign them and assign people who you think would make good coaches, because they're going to understand, or they're going to start seeing a little bit of a leadership role. They're going to get more involved. And so that's probably one of the things I would do a little bit different, is I would assign my coaches or my team leaders. But I'm loving it. I'm seriously loving it. I'm going to probably do all of my challenge groups, or most of them, this way from here on out. I'm just trying to come up with some different fun themes. I know Jamie is doing one for the TV show This Is Us, which is such a good idea. I've heard of someone doing one with Friends, and so they had like Team Chandler, Team Phoebe. The whole group was about Friends quotes. But by working in teams, it just gives that competitive edge, and it gives people a reason to show up. And a couple other awesome comments that challengers have made is that 2 girls write, yeah, I was literally in my pajamas ready to go to bed, but I knew I had a game today and that my team would lose points if I didn't work out. So I went and worked out, and I otherwise wouldn't have. And I'm like, yeah, awesome, light bulbs. And it was the best feeling ever. So I think that this is, I mean, I can already tell we're on day 4, and it's my best group I've ever had. So I'm trying to come up with different themes, something other than, the typical, I don't know, December. If anybody wants to team up with me, I was thinking of doing the 25 Days of Christmas, but I'm going to do it Christmas movies, because like Hallmark comes out with their 25 Days of Christmas. So I'm going to do something along the lines of, it's going to be all Christmas movie themed, and we're going to talk about a different Hallmark Christmas movie every day, something along those lines, but keep it competitive. And by teaming people up as opposed to partnering them up, because I've heard of people having like accountability partners, but if one partner falls off, that other person's kind of left stranded. So by doing teams of, 5, 6 people, they're always going to have that group there to cheer them on. So that was me just spewing. I hope you got an idea or 2, but let me know if you have any questions, or if you want the script. Take what you want, do what you want, I don't care. Use it, but I love it. It's been awesome. And I mean, for me, I've never had this much accountability, and I run freaking groups, but for me, I want to post on every game day myself too. So I'm 100% on eating on day 4. That's never happened for me. So I'll take it. But yeah, that's all I got. Hope it helps. I went over by 23 minutes. Sorry, Carly.
Dude, you're good. 23 minutes? No, we were chatting forever. Well, let me just say, first of all, thank you. That was awesome. I'm sure Jen would say the same because she's on the call with me. But Lindsey, I have to thank you because I know for me, and this is just coming from my personal space. Dog is making a weird ass noise. Are you okay? But I have been in a funk ever since I moved, ever since I whatever. And I will be honest with you, having somebody on so close to us, like on our team, get super freaking excited and be passionate, and just hearing you talk and seeing what you've done, like for me, I'm a proud mama bear right now because you not only, a lot of people, you can watch fucking videos all day. We all can. You can watch videos after video after video and do personal development. But one thing a lot of people miss the boat on is implementing what they've learned. And I think you are an awesome example right now of something that you watched. And it's lit a spark underneath you. And forgive me for not giving people more shout outs about this, but for real, Lindsey, like, thank you for being that one person on the team to step up and implement what you saw. And you did it, and you made it your own. And that's what leaders do. And that's what people who are successful in this business do. So the fact that you saw it, I think, inspired us all. Like, I was doing like this boot thing, and I don't know, I'm kind of taking pieces of yours, but you inspired me as a coach, which is like a huge step for you in your business. So you need to know that. Like, you might feel good about getting fired up and stuff, but you're inspiring now other coaches, and other coaches are looking at you in a different way. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to talk about it. And I'm really excited and happy for you because this is going to get your ball rolling. And I know that whoever's watching this is going to do something similar, and because eventually they're going to get that best challenge group and that feeling. And I hope that they either get it from you or from something else. So thank you for re-inspiring all of us. I know you did it for me, and I love that group. I mean, the only thing I don't like about it is that one girl that didn't join our team. But hey, that's a really good problem to have, It's like, whatever.
I have to show you guys two really exciting things. This is what I was talking about. This is our game we have going on right now. 61 comments, and there's only like 8 people playing. They're like fired up. And I had another challenger yesterday. She goes, I know we don't have to, but I'm posting today anyways because I'm proud of my workout. Yeah. And I had a girl who has been in my groups for a year go live in the group today. She went live to show us, hey guys, I'm so excited. I just want to show you how I'm tracking my workouts. I'm like, I know coaches that don't go live.
I know.
Like, it's lighting a fire under everybody in the challenge group, even my quietest, most dormant people. And people are competitive. And I think that that's the biggest takeaway is that people are competitive. And it's not just for the prizes. It's not just for the Shaco Cup. It's to be like, Team Autumn beat you by 2 points. What? And it feels good. And people like to know that they're not in it alone. And this brings that sense of community. So I hope it works for somebody else because it's really working for me, and I just love it. I love it.
I love that element too, Lindsey. We are, as coaches, we don't have to be experts in health and nutrition and fitness. What we do have to be is people that can go somewhere to feel like they have a sense of community and they have a sense of accountability, guys. What Lindsey's doing, she did not need a degree for. She didn't need, a ton of training for. She basically just put something together that made her feel good. She likes football, and that's it. Sometimes we overcomplicate it and we think we need to know everything about every program. We don't. We just need to, show up and then get excited and do something that works for us. So great job, Linz. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Carly.
And, it's not that I'm not proud of all you guys for doing challenge groups, but when something catches fire, it makes it that much more exciting, and it gives us all hope, I think, too. So when you have things that come up in your business, guys, and maybe I'm not involved or your coach isn't involved or whatever, and you feel like it's good, like, bring it to me, and I'll fucking put you on a platform, and I'm going to be like, dude, you need to share this with people because you need to know that what you're doing is impacting the world. It's making you a difference, and it's going to you're going to feel better inspiring other people with it too. So there's my spiel on that. Thank you for sharing, Linz, and keep us posted on how it goes. We're all excited because I think some of us are in it. And if you're not in the group, ask us to join. You know, Lindsay, I know she's like that. Even if you're not on a team or something, you can
follow along.
Yeah, and like to see what it's all about because it might trigger something with you. Okay, cool. So I'm going to share some slides with you guys. We're at 9:13. I can do this in 15 minutes, no problem. But I am going to talk to you guys tonight about leading with leadership, and a lot of it kind of correlates into what we were just talking about. And I made a few slides. And have you guys ever heard of John C. Maxwell? Does that sound familiar?
No.
Okay. He's an author. And I started reading this book by him and some inserts by him, but I haven't like gone through the entire book yet. But a lot of things stuck out with me in this book. So like I said, I want to share things with you guys that I'm currently learning or things that I've learned from. So take it as for take the nuggets. That's what I want to say. Take the nuggets from it, and hopefully something clicks with you. That's all I ever hope for. I don't need, you guys don't need to remember everything I say, know everything I say, implement everything I say, but as long as you're getting something out of whatever I'm sharing, that makes me happy. Okay, let me know when you can see my screen. All right, present. Can you see? You'll see?
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. All right, so I want to talk to you guys tonight about leadership, and I think that this intimidates a lot of people. I can be 100% honest with you when I say that leadership intimidated me a lot. The first time I was called a leader was after a call. I was 6 months into becoming a coach, and I was a new emerald, and I wanted to hit diamond, and I had one of my mentors tell me that I had leadership qualities. In my entire life, I've never thought of myself as a leader. I personally didn't. I think a lot of people see me as outgoing, and maybe now that I have more confidence and stuff and I'm older that they think that I'm that way. But I'll be honest with you guys, when I first had somebody tell me that, I was like, what? I'm not the first person to raise my hand when I'm standing in a crowded room. I don't go sit in the front row. I'm more of an introvert that is energized by people, like vibes and things, but I'm not was not a born leader. Okay. I had to grow into a lot. And I think I will be honest with you guys when I say that this has been such a fucking learning process for me because I'm clearly not where I want to be. And I think I've had doubts in myself as a leader. So I need you to know that a lot of you probably look at me and you're like, no way that could ever happen to you, because I feel like sometimes you guys put me on this level that I'm not really on. I'm really where you are. I just think about some things differently, and hopefully some things will sit with you. So leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. And I thought this quote was interesting, and the reason why is because a lot of people do follow leaders and they watch what they're doing, and most of the attributes that you will see if you think of somebody who's like a true leader to you or a true mentor, they exude one thing, and that is confidence. But not too much confidence in the sense that they are like over the top, because then you're just like, okay, that person's cocky. But they find a balance between confidence and being humble. So if you're in a place where you feel like you don't have that confidence yet, that's something you should work on. And I had to really work on that myself, being 100% honest with you. And when I started working on myself, I noticed that I started spreading it towards other people. And all of a sudden they started becoming confident. And it's so true, because when I talk to people who help me in this business, they explain these things to me. And if you ever need me to do that for you, I'm more than happy to. But you, by just being a leader and knowing what you need to work on, you are spreading that thing to you're spreading that thing you're working on to other people. And if you're not, you're missing the boat. So don't create followers. Find a way to create leaders by bettering yourself, if that makes sense. Okay. So I think one of the things that a lot of people forget to do is define what leadership means to you, because leadership could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But what I did and what I really had to do for myself, somebody challenged me to do this, is write down all the things that I thought energized me and got me excited about this business. Like literally I wrote out like, okay, what excites me? Well, I really like just being together with people. Like people energize me. I like talking to people. I like one-on-one calls. Do I have time for them all the time? No. I like these calls because I like the connection. I don't like inviting. Not many people do. I don't like sitting behind a screen and talking to people. There's some things in this business, like every job that you have, there's things that are not so fun, but I encourage you to figure out what's fun to you, because the things that are fun to you, like for example, Lindsay just talking about this challenge group, she likes the competition aspect. She likes those things. When you really think about what energizes you and what pumps you up in this business, those are the things you should stick with. And then figure out what leadership means to you, right? And how you can continue to be a prime example. Because like everybody knows what they want in a leader. But like, are you being that yourself? Are you becoming that yourself? Are you working on that yourself? Are you working on confidence, working on being humble but staying confident? Are you, influencing people? Are you planning? What are you doing? And you don't have to be perfect, guys, but I think even writing it out will give you a sense of almost like, hey, I need to work on these things, because you got to get real with yourself in this business. This business is not, hey, here's a freaking silver platter and here's what you need to do. While we have all the tools we need, it's about who you become in the process. Being a leader is not necessarily hitting Success Club every time or hitting huge ranks. It's about who you become in that process, guys. And I know that sounds contradictory to what I said, because rank advancement is important. It is important to set a goal for yourself to hit Success Club and to reach a rank, because otherwise you're shooting for nothing. You're aiming at stars and you're going to miss every time. But you also have to pay attention to who you're becoming in that process. And that's why sometimes it's good to step back and define these things, because it's going to help you advance quicker if you're more aware of what you want to become. For me, I know that when I wanted to be a leader, I wanted to be I like friends. I like making friends. I want you guys to know that I'm there for you through good and bad, even outside of this business. So I lead with my heart, and I try to lead with people knowing that I care about them, and that's just me. So I also like to pay it forward, and I like to help others. That shit energizes me. It fuels me. And so I knew that I wanted to represent something that paid it forward. You can steal what I do if that's how you feel, but I encourage you to really sit with yourself and ask yourself those things. And then also, being a leader, this is something that I'm working on. I'm great at fucking talk, dude. I know what I need to do. Like, I'm just being honest. I know what it takes to be a leader, but I don't always commit into the actions. And that's something that I'm working on. Some of you might think, oh no, that's not true, but I know it is. And a lot of it is because either life gets in the way or I find an excuse to some extent. But being a leader is really about not just saying what you're going to say, but doing those actions. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the leaders that I look up to are the ones that talk less and act more. And I know that. But I just want to be 100% honest with you guys that sometimes it's good to do that, because I had this thing, and I'm just going to be real, where I used to look at somebody I look up to a lot, and I used to kind of blame her for like where I was in my business. I was thinking, well, if she doesn't spend enough time with me, I don't get on the phone with her enough, that's why I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm sure people have been frustrated by me, because it's almost like people look at me as a boss, or when you become a leader, as a boss, but that's not our job. And it took me almost a year and a half to realize that wasn't her responsibility to make me better. It's been my responsibility the whole time, and that I needed to lead with more actions than with talk, or I didn't need that person to coddle me. I come from emotional places sometimes. businesses don't run off emotions. You have to be able to control your emotions. They run with action. And sometimes we have to find a way to separate that. I hope that makes sense. So ask yourself this question. What energizes you? You know, I already asked you to define what leadership means, but here's a really good story and a really good example that John Maxwell shared in this book. So he talked about a story that he was in an airport and a bunch of flights got canceled. And all these people are like scrambling around and everybody's phone's dying, right? We've all been there. I mean, how many times have we all walked into a really crowded room and immediately you see your bars on your phone go down and you're like, where's the nearest outlet? I know I've been there at Summit. How about it, Lindsay? We probably did that a million times. Like, yep. Is there an outlet close? So we think of our phones as a very valuable thing. We think of them as, we know they're an outlet to a lot of sources. We didn't always have them. So it's kind of hard like to think what our parents did or what we did before cell phones. And we know that 3 times a day, we charge those suckers, or however many times a day. Maybe it's only once a day. Now, your cell phone is this vessel that you hold valuable. Don't you hold yourself at that same value? So I encourage you to, when I say what energizes you, I mean what charges you up, what fuels you. Think of yourself as that phone. If you are charging that phone 3 times a day, you should be charging yourself at least 3 times a day. And by that, I mean with things that make you feel good, whether it be a quick conversation with somebody, whether it be meditating, whether it be getting quiet or alone time, whether it be, you know, having a cup of coffee by yourself. I know sometimes it's hard for moms to do things like that, like going to get your nails done. Whatever fuels you and energizes you, that is what we need to do more of, because then we can show up better in our businesses and our lives, in our priorities, and that is what's going to make us better people. For me too, personal development energizes me. So sometimes when I'm in a slump, I will tell you guys that I energize the shit out of myself with personal development, and then I come back stronger and better because I need to hear some things, okay? So think of your body and your mind as a cell phone sometimes. I hope that story sticks with you like it did with me, and know that sometimes you just need to take a little bit better mental care and physical care of yourself. If working out energizes you, do that shit. Even if you don't want to sometimes, do it, because you need to get through the hard times by being energized, just like that phone, right? Okay, so the last thing I wanted to say is there is something that he talks about a lot too with coaches or whatever your profession is. John C. Maxwell talks about movement leaders versus moment leaders. And I thought this was really interesting because I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And a moment leader is something like a person that will say, how long will this take? Or they think that the great things will happen like easily and quickly. And movement leaders are completely opposite. They will say, like, how far can this go? Like, how many freaking people can I invite? Where moment leaders are more like, oh, can I invite just 3 people today? Movement leaders are the people that have gone through this business, guys, in short terms, where like when Beachbody started, they started with like freaking tablets, and they probably wrote out things. Not like tablets like, I'm joking, I'm talking like Moses time, where they like literally wrote shit out on paper. They didn't have challenge packs. Shakeology came out later, and they went through and rolled with the punches, okay? A lot of people were stuck in this DVD world, in challenge pack world, and when the All Access challenge pack came out, there was a lot of leaders that kind of like fell off track. And on the outside, they were amazing and they were great. But then when a big change happened within the company, they started complaining a lot. And I got to be honest, like there's a lot of people that I know just in our network of coaches that kind of disappointed me, because I was like, wow, they really aren't seeing the big picture. And those are kind of like people that are moment leaders. It doesn't mean that they can't be movement leaders, but they look at something and think, shit, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, if that makes sense. A movement leader is the type of person who is like, they don't lead with how they're feeling. They are more like, okay, I look at this opportunity and I want to take it somewhere to the next level. Kind of like what Lindsay did in a sense. She watched a video and she implemented and she made it her own. That's just an example. And Lindsay, I'm giving you a compliment, obviously, but it's, it's not a person that's gonna, what do they think to themselves, like, what can I create today? What can I do better? They're not like, how do I feel today? That's how I'm gonna do my thing. A movement leader is gonna wake up and be like, oh, I'm gonna do something based off of how I feel. Well, I had a shitty day. I caught every red light. Work was hard, and then my husband pissed me off, and I have to make dinner. I'm really tired. A movement leader is gonna think, okay, I had a really shitty day, but you know what? I still have a chance to make a difference. What can I do to better myself, my life? What can I do in the future? Okay. So if that makes sense, you guys, leadership is not a verb. It's an action. It's a constant movement. A body in motion is constantly in a better state. So I encourage you to, if you're stuck in these movement leader positions, I've been there. Just want to say that I'm still working on being a movement leader, but I know you can do it. I'm telling you, if you're listening to this or you're on this call right now, if you're still stuck in those moments, you can still be a movement leader that rolls through the punches, that, it can find that pursuit of happiness through the shitty challenges. And, I love this business because it literally helps people grow. It helps you grow through the challenges from the outside in. I'm going to call you out and just say, it comes from creating a goal. A movement leader is going to be the person that challenges themselves to hit diamond, hit emerald, hit 2-star, hit whatever, and knows that there are going to be lots of ups and downs. It's not going to happen quickly. There's going to be lots of challenges, whether it be in your life, in your business, whatever. And I just encourage you to see yourself through that. And the last thing I would say is, couple things. I'm almost done, I promise, because it's 9:30. But I mentioned this earlier, like a lot of leaders know, people know how much you care, or people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. We talked about this earlier on the call. I don't know if we hit record, but an example with Jen is she got this awesome introduction, and all of a sudden, all these elite coaches are trying to reach out to this woman and get a sale from her. But maybe Jen was that one person that looked to this woman and she thought, well, Jen really cared. Jen really cares about my outcome. Jen really cares about what I can do for somebody. So being another leader, or being the leader that you want, maybe show people how much you care. And that can help too. Hope that makes sense. So my challenge for you is to be a movement leader. Show yourself what you're capable of. Push yourself out of that zone, that fear, that state of mind of where, if something gets hard, are you going to be able to find a way to get through it? Or are you going to just take the easy route and complain about it and, say, well, things changed. It was easier this way when it was just DVDs. And that's how I started. So I'm not really good at this. Find a way to get good at it. Find a way, use somebody else who's finding success. Ask questions. Leaders ask questions. They learn. So that's all I have about leadership. I'm just wanted to give you guys a couple pieces of advice, and hopefully that I still struggle with it, and that's what you got from this. But I want you guys to know that that's the route I'm on. And while I go through things in my life, my personal life, and if I seem like I'm MIA, I'm never giving up. It's typically just a season that I'm going through, and I know my end result will be there no matter how long it freaking takes. If that doesn't inspire you, there's a million other coaches out there that have proven that too. If you listen to these national wake-up calls, if you listen to success stories about people getting stuck, it's never a freaking straight line up. There's a squiggly line and there's dotted lines, and sometimes you want to walk away and you want to give up. But as long as you set a goal and you pay attention and take good care of yourself and energize yourself, find a way to get through all those things, you will be successful and you're going to feel better and more confident about it along the way. Okay? That's all I really have. But I hope this helped you guys. I'm going to stop sharing right now. I want to thank Lindsey again for going over Super Saturday and challenge groups and just inspiring all of us. We really appreciate it. And I also just want to say thank you guys for jumping on the call as usual. I know that these help me like tremendously just to see your guys' faces. Mm-hmm. A lot of people want to jump on and they can't, and they have lives, and we all do. But as long as you get something out of these calls, that's all I freaking care about at the end of the day. And I just really appreciate you guys being here.
I love them.
I do too. They
just help me feel connected. And like, it's one thing to like post and message each other and stuff, but just to see each other's faces, it feels, I don't know.
Good.
Crawling under my desk to plug in my laptop.
Taking a little nap under there?
I just sit on my knees. No, all of a sudden I was like, oh, my laptop's about to die. I should plug it in. No, I love these calls.
I do too.
I like seeing your pretty faces.
I do too, guys. It's awesome. It's the best feeling. And it's like a break for all of us to know you guys are all going through challenges. Like, is there anything you guys are having trouble with right now that you need from me or from anybody? And like, don't feel stupid. I'm telling you, I've been through the freaking ringer. Like, even if you don't want to talk about it on this call, like message me, schedule one-on-one with me. I would love that.
I think we should, like in the group, put up some like ideas for those like challenge groups. Like you were saying, Lindsey, like the Christmas movies or Friends or, I'm not to like steal anyone's ideas, but.
No, I think I completely agree.
Because this is an awesome group that you are running right now.
I'm loving it.
I love it.
Really, one I really, really want to do.
What?
I wish I would have thought of this 3 months ago. Game of Thrones. Could have been freaking Team Jon Snow team, and then you compete to see who becomes king of the freaking realm. Like, hello, who wouldn't get into that?
See, that's some good shit because, like, I never even watched that show.
Neither have I.
I feel like you just gave me, like, the cliff notes of, like, what it is. I guess there's supposed to be a king, right?
You haven't seen...
I had to Google one day, GOT.
Yeah, no, neither have I.
Did you live under a rock?
I don't...
I think you're the only 2 people in the country that doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
I know my neighbor that lives by me, who literally just gave me a shitload of clothes. She's like, I'm gonna go lay on my couch and watch, what's that fucking show? Housewives?
Desperate Housewives?
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
One of like the reality TV show Housewives.
Yeah, hold on. What'd she say?
Okay, like the Real Housewives.
The Real Housewives. I'm like, I've never seen that in my life. She's like, are you a fucking alien? I'm like, apparently. Love her. She's so my people. She's going to be on our team one day, by the way. But I don't know. I don't really watch TV. I watch This Is Us and Food Channel and like.
You could do like a Food Network competition one.
I know. I'm thinking.
I know. I got a list started and I'm trying to think.
Food Network competition would be a lot of fun.
I'm telling you, I would do like Chopped and shit. Like I'd do, yeah.
What if you did like a Chopped type challenge group? Like, mind blowing up. You have a challenge where you say, hey guys, here are 4 clean ingredients. Go make a meal. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good, Lindsey. I like that.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have like a team competition, or you can have different types of competitions. Like, you need to make a meal with these 4 ingredients.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That'd be awesome.
And you can do appetizer, main dish, dessert. I love it.
Even like Brussels sprouts and a piece of cheese. No, I'm kidding.
Some goldfish cracker crumb dust.
Yeah. But they have to be organic because they have to be clean.
Plums. Here's a plum and a sardine and Tofu.
Yeah, like that's my shit. Like I was thinking about that because I'm like, I'm just, I really like fashion. The boot thing is good. I actually got a lot of interested people, but it's like it didn't go in the direction that I wanted it to, and I didn't pay enough. But we're all gonna get there. Like one day we're just gonna have that group. It's just gonna be like, click.
Yep. And some are gonna definitely be more successful than others. This one just happens to go really well, and I'm trying. It's hard to make everything football themed. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm just using a lot of football icons. Like some of my trivia is about football, some of it's not. I'm gonna have surprise Jen Carly get a preview. Next Friday, I'm doing like a bonus because right now everybody's so close in points. I'm like looking at my script and I'm trying to divvy it up so people do have a chance to jump ahead. So I'm gonna give everybody a challenge. I came up with a workout to do on an actual football field. So if you go to like your local high school or local youth football field, you get like 10 points if you go and do this sprint push-up workout.
Oh, geez.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, and one more thing, guys, that I forgot to mention. I don't know if you guys in the past have required your challengers to send in their before photos. I always tell my people do, and I usually have one person ever send me their photos, and I know for a fact that 80% of the people don't do their photos or measurements because nobody wants to. So on Monday, the first day of the group, I said, surprise bonus challenge, everybody send me your photos. And I had all but 2 people send me their photos.
I was probably one of those people. I didn't send you anything.
I did.
Jen did.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I hate you. But I guarantee that those people would not have done it had I not required it. And it's one thing to say you require it. It's another thing to say you get points towards your team if you do it. And they all did it for those points. And I'm like, that's great because I feel so bad. And I don't know how many people have told me, oh, I feel great, but I never took before photos. Like,
yeah.
So make it a requirement, give them points for it, and it will happen.
That's awesome.
It's mean, but it's kind of funny to see them squirming.
Yeah, but you know what? They're so thankful. I remember I don't even remember how my coach got me to do it. I don't even think I sent it to her, but I was just like, okay, I know I need to do this. Like you just.
Yeah. Well, and let's be honest, until you really take your before photos, I knew I was out of shape before I ever started a program, but until I literally took a photo of me in a sports bra, because no photos exist of me in sports bras or bathing suits. And so it's a different thing.
It gives you a kick in the ass.
It does. And it gave so many of those girls just that push they needed to get started, especially requiring it on day one. Our check-in posts the next day for workouts were like, bam, 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 bam. I did a bonus workout. I did a double workout today. And it was awesome.
My ass is good. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm interested to see how it grows like 3 weeks from now,
Mm-hmm. And when everybody's done, I'm going to, at the end, offer last-minute bonus points for sending in your result photos, your after photos and measurements, and then I'm going to make everybody a side-by-side photo collage and send it just to them personally. So they have it.
Need an assistant pretty soon to count up all your tally shit.
You should see my spreadsheets.
That's awesome, though. I understand that because when I did the coach bed, I felt like, I was like, oh, this is a lot. I loved it, but I was like, oh, the tally thing. But you'll get there, Lindsay. This is super good learning for you, too. Speaking of challenge groups, though, Jen, this is another one. Jackie got all pumped up in, like, one of our message boards that we were talking about. Like, we have an emerald to diamond message board, and Jackie Dugan was like, I'm going to do one around Grey's Anatomy because she loves Grey. She's doing, what was it called again, Linz?
I don't remember, but it looked really cool. I forget what it is. I'll look at her page.
I think it's Grey's Fit Anatomy or something.
Oh, that's
something
cool.
like that.
Yeah, so she loves Grey's Anatomy, and that's a huge crowd too. And it's like,
and it's perfect because like the season premiere is this week, and it's just kicking off.
Yep.
Let's see if she posted about it.
I'm telling you, and it could be even something like like stuff that happens, like around like anything, whatever you guys like. But
anything.
I love it. I love it. And I love that, Lindsey, you got, I think what everybody's taking away from it is like the whole competition thing, like working together. I've never done teams of people, and it's working. And it's like they don't want to let each other down. It's kind of like the team cup for us, but it's like in challenge group format, which is really cool. That's awesome.
It's give it a try, guys. And then Jen, I like that idea. If you guys come up with good ideas, like none of us have the same market, so if we want to do the same theme, go for it. And if we want to bounce ideas off each other and share them,
I agree. And because we're always going to make it our own, so I'm fine with that. I'm never going to tell you guys don't steal my ideas, like, ever, because fuck it. Okay, cool.
Right.
So glad we got to jump on. This is exciting.
Running down this chopped theme idea.
I know. I'm excited about it. I almost wish I'm like, I kind of want to do that like next week, but I'm still going to roll with my fitness challenge. I got some exciting stuff. My boot camp, because it's like a boot camp kind of thing.
So cute.
It's cute. It'll go. We'll see where it goes. But anyways, thank you guys so much for jumping on. I'll let y'all go. It's 9:44. We went a little over, but I love the discussion at the end. Any other questions or anything you guys are thinking of? That's what I meant. All right, cool. Love you, people. You guys have a good night. Keep up the good work. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Come on.